we're talking about the circle. So this is analytical geometry and it's for grade 12. So now let's say we've got a circle that is centered at the following points. Centered at point C, which has got the point A and B. So how can we find the equation of the circle? So the equation of the circle is given as x plus or minus a squared plus y plus or minus b squared equal to r squared. So basically, if we've got a circle that has got a radius, this r here stands for the radius of a circle. So this point here will give you r squared, and then for you to find r, you always have to square this part. Okay, so r is the square root of r squared, and then this point C, which is here, will have the coordinates a and b, and these are the coordinates which we'll use as our center. So let's have an example. Let's say we've got a circle that is centered at the point C, which is the coordinate 2 and 3, and it has got a radius of 4. So now let's start by writing the general form of the circle. It's given as x plus or minus a squared plus y plus or minus b squared equal to r squared. So a, it will be this point. Okay, so because it's positive 2, I'm gonna write x minus 2 instead. Okay, so I check the point that is here. Because the value of x is positive 2, inside the bracket I must write negative 2. Then plus, now the value of y is also positive 3, so I'm going to write y minus 3 squared, and that is equal to r squared. Now what is r? R is equal to 4, but what is r squared? R squared is equal to 4 squared, which is equal to what? 16, and this is the point which I'll put here. So this here is the general equation of a circle that is centered at the point 2 and 3 with a radius of 4. So this is how we can find an equation of a circle. So let's have another example. Suppose now we are given a circle that is centered at the point let's say it's centered at the point negative 4 and positive 5 with the radius of square root 3. So how can we find the formula for this circle? So likewise, we'll start by writing the general form of a circle, which is x plus or minus a squared plus y plus or minus b squared, and that is equal to r squared. So now let's identify a and b. So this here is gonna be the value of the x coordinate of the center. So because here is negative 4, I'm gonna put plus inside here, so it's gonna be x plus 4 squared plus, now y here is positive 5, so inside here I'm gonna write minus 5 squared, and that is equal to what? So we have got the radius is equal to the square root 3. Now what is the square root of the radius? It's gonna be the square root of 3 squared, which is equal to 3. So it means that here I must put 3. So always this point here represents r squared and not r. So if we are asked to find the radius of the circle, just simply come and square this part over here. By squaring this part, then we're gonna get the radius. Okay, so that's how we can find the radius of a circle. So now let's say it was given in this form. Suppose you are given a circle with a line segment joining 2 points, and we've got the center. Let's call it center M. So let's say we've got the points A and B, and let's specify A to be the point 1 and 2, and let's specify coordinate B to be the point 3 and 4. Find the equation of a circle. Now let's see, where can we start? We've got the center M, right? So M is the midpoint, okay? Okay, M is the center. It means that AB is a diameter, right? With the center being at M. So for us to find the coordinates of M, we have to use what? The midpoint formula, right? So the midpoint of X and Y will be given by XA plus XB divided by 2. Then YA plus YB divided by 2. So let's see, what is that? So XA is 1 plus 3 divided by 2, and it maps to 2 plus 4 divided by 2. So the center that we get here is what? 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So these are the coordinates of the center M. Okay, so now let's find the radius. Okay, so for us to find the radius, we know that the diameter is equal to half of the radius. Okay, so let's find the diameter first. The diameter, we're going to use the distance formula. So it says that d squared is going to be equal to xb minus xa squared plus yb minus ya squared. So now what is xb? So xb is 3, so it's gonna be 3 minus 1 all squared plus 4 minus 2 all squared, and that is equal to what? D squared. So let's evaluate this. So 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 squared is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, and then 2 squared is 4. So this is equal to 8. It means that d squared is equal to 8. So now what is d? D will be equal to the square root of 8, right? So the square root of 8 is simply the square root of 4 times 2, and the answer is what? Is 2 square root 2. So this is the diameter, right? But now what is the radius? The radius is half of the diameter. So we can say that the radius is equal to half of d. So this is gonna be half of what? I'm gonna run out of space, so let's put it here. So r is gonna be a half of 2 square root 2, and then this 2 cancel this 2, and then now we are left with the radius, which is what? Square root 2, right? So now let's write the formula for the circle. So remember that if we've got r, then we can now find r squared. So now we have r being square root 2. So now what is r squared? R squared will be the square root of 2 squared, which is 2. Okay, so the formula for the circle will therefore be x plus or minus a squared plus y plus or minus b squared equal to r squared. So x is the x component of the circle, of the center of the circle. So we said the coordinate of the center were these ones. Now because x is positive 2, inside here I'm gonna put negative 2. Okay, so it's gonna be negative 2, and then squared plus y, and then the value of y for the center of the circle is positive 3. So here I put negative 3, and then I square that, and then I equate that to r squared. Okay, so we said r squared was equal to 2 as found here, right? So be careful not to replace r here. You must put r squared and not r. Okay, so therefore we can say that r squared is equal to 2, and this is the general equation of the circle that is centered at point M with the radius of the square root 2. Thank you for watching.